Alice Walton, yes, the daughter of Sam Walton and the CEO of Mercy Hospitals, just put out a 13-minute video talking and detailing exactly what's going to happen with both healthcare in Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, as well as what is the Alice Walton School of Medicine really going to do. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, the horrible, the no good state of Illinois, the worst. Anyways, I could have moved anywhere I wanted to in America. I could move to Maryville, I could move to Knoxville, I could move to Chattanooga, I could move to Golden, Boulder, Boise, Salt Lake City, Phoenix, all the areas you might be looking at right now. But I chose Northwest Arkansas, and is by far the best place to live in America, literally by far. If you ever want to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, call me, email me, text me, whatever. Let's sit down talk and actually have coffee. Let's talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas, again, versus anywhere else in America. So without further ado, let's jump right into the content. All right, so this video is very timely because as Arkansas grows as a state, as a lot of attention comes to the area, there's been a lot of chatter on the internets about, because there's a big article that came out that said that Arkansas was the top moved to state in America. So that was like Arkansas, people started looking at what's going on in Arkansas, and they realized that it's like, oh wait, it's 50th out of healthcare, it's like 50th out of education, it's 50th out of like all these things. They'd be like, oh, that's kind of, ooh. Again, I always caveat that is like Northwest Arkansas is one of the top premier places to live in America. We just happen to be in a more different state, to say the least. But regardless, love living in Arkansas. But let's take a step back for a second and talk about what Alice Walton School of Medicine is going to do for the healthcare system in Arkansas. So a little bit of a backstory. Alice Walton School of Medicine. Alice Walton is the daughter of Sam Walton, and she has been a huge philanthropist, contributor, donator to all sorts of things in Northwest Arkansas. We have Crystal Bridges, we have the Momentary, we have other projects she's been working on, but her biggest and probably latest and last thing, honestly, she's up in age, is going to be the Alice Walton School of Medicine, going to train doctors and nurses how to look at a person as a whole versus just simply one angle, pumping them full of medicine, only one thing. So looking at the person as a whole, as well as the Whole Health Institute. So she is developing this whole program, she's obviously building huge buildings, training doctors and nurses for this whole program. Now, she has actually headhunted top talent from Cleveland Clinic, from Stanford, from places all across the world to head up the school, and it has drawn huge credibility to what she's doing here in Northwest Arkansas. And one of her main goals, talked about in this video, and we'll talk about 3 more in a second, is really redoing the healthcare system, or not redoing, but really focusing on the healthcare system in Arkansas in general. Not only Northwest Arkansas, because we have a lot of stuff going on here, but Arkansas just the whole state in general. And the first thing she's really be focused on when it comes to healthcare in Arkansas, and as well as Northwest Arkansas, and I found this interesting because it was something a little bit out of the box, but something that a brand new startup could take on right away, is the fact that they're going to be completely focusing on virtual healthcare. So they're going to be training up these doctors and nurses and building a platform for easeability for people in Arkansas, and eventually I'm guessing across America, to be able to virtually, obviously, do healthcare virtually. Now, this is not uncommon, that's pretty known, but when you start from the ground up with both doctors and nurses, and then healthcare and probably, I'm sure, some sort of insurance, having the ability and platform to be able to virtually see people is a game changer. A lot of times the reason why it can be unsuccessful is that it's kind of like, insurances necessarily don't want to do that. Doctors don't want to do that because, they don't get paid as much. There's a whole system that I don't want to get into because way too political, way too complicated. But if you start from the ground up, you can build your own platform. And really this is to serve the rural parts of Arkansas. Now, a little bit of backstory in this one, it makes sense because, and I'm sure you've maybe experienced this as well, if you get a little sniffles or whatever, do you really want to drive into a doctor no, that's silly, you don't need to. You don't want to sit in a waiting room for 3 hours or 2 hours just to tell them, yeah, you have a common cold, here's some amoxicillin or amoxicillin. Yeah, we don't need that. So smart decision, this has been done before, obviously, but when it's ground up, it's going to really change the game because really at the end of the day, it becomes way more affordable in the long run. So this is going to directly affect Arkansas first, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of jumping off places from here. And a little bit of piggyback on this is that it's not only going to be for the physical health, but the behavioral health as well. And that's one thing they cover in this video quite often is the fact that this is going to be a heavy behavioral health things, and they mentioned in the video, and I'll link the video below just to watch. They really say, like, knowing the fact that you have a chronic illness or whatever, if you have that direction, obviously you don't want to deal with that virtually. You want to be able to access a doctor or a therapist or a whoever virtually or whenever you can, just to talk through those issues. And so that's gonna be a big part of this whole program, is not only the actual physical person, but the mental person as well, which is a big win for the industry. Whoa, 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 whoa. I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to move down here, maybe you're looking to check this place out, kind of sample the whole area. I made 3-day itineraries literally right for you. So day by day, restaurant by restaurant, activity by activity, all the things you want to know about Northwest Arkansas when it comes to activities to do here in 3 days, literally right to your email. I can get it right to your email. So maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, I have 3-day itineraries linked below. So go ahead and download them and use them when you get down here. And maybe you are looking to move down to Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you're using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is, literally Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below, all the information below, name, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below and make sure to miss a single notification when it comes for home for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. And finally, every single Friday, I send an email out just talking about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What's going on downtown Rogers? What's going on in Springdale? What new bands are coming here? What new businesses are coming here? What new, all the crazy things happening in Northwest Arkansas? Literally, there's so much all the time. All the time. Enter your email below, enter your name below. I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday, but I need you to be aware, just heads up, full transparency here, I need to be aware. You will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak, but I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make it down to Northwest Arkansas. And the second thing they covered in the video, and I kind of briefed on this a minute ago, but they are doing a heavy focus on behavioral and emotional health in the actual Whole Health Institute, as well as the Alice Walton School of Medicine. So that is gonna be a big push for Alice Walton and the school. Now, she mentioned this in the video about how she had a chronic illness, and I'm not sure what necessarily that was. I don't think it was ever documented per se. She had a chronic illness, and going through that kind of alone, even though she's probably one of the most wealthy people in the world, she has access to it, but not having access to doctors at any moment was very challenging for her. And the CEO mentioned as well that obviously he sees this all the time with his patients, just seeing how having access to therapists and the emotional side is probably even more important than the physical side. Knowing the fact that you have, whatever it is, let your imagination run wild. But the idea is, like, what could a person be affected chronically that would then indicate that you want to talk to someone individually as often as you probably need to. So having access to this kind of healthcare is going to be great for, not as kind of a game changer for the obviously Whole Health Institute as well as Alice Walton School of Medicine, but the whole, honestly, state in general. So I'm guessing part of the goal is to set these two structures in place, Whole Health as well as Alice, and see Arkansas go from 50 to 55, or excuse me, no, don't go down. You went lower. No, go from 50 to 45 to 40, eventually crank your way up into the, obviously, I'm sure a huge goal is somewhere in the 30s and 20s and eventually teens is the goal of this whole health thing. That's going to take some time, but Northwest Arkansas is going to direct first and foremost from it, because it's actually located right here, and all the doctors are moving here to take part of this huge program. And the third and final kind of piece to this puzzle of the Alice Walton School of Medicine and the Whole Health Institute, and this was new to me. I am not a expert in how doctors get paid and payment systems and insurance. I know you probably thought I was. Shocker, I'm not. But I do real estate though. And also I'm super passionate about Northwest Arkansas. And this is fascinating, and this is probably the reason why, at least explained in the video, why Arkansas is probably ranked 50th or 49th or just bottom tier when it comes to healthcare, is that the current system of how doctors get paid is not conducive to how to recruit talent. It's just what it was explained. I've actually heard about this a couple times from the Northwest Arkansas Council. They're big onto obviously this changing. I've heard this through the University of Arkansas healthcare system, meaning like they trained a lot of doctors and nurses there. But the way that Arkansas has structured its payment system for doctors, basically the idea is like, why would I go work in Arkansas where I get paid almost nothing, or the system there is just so goofed up? So you're not going to recruit any talent here whatsoever if that's the case. Now, little bit of side note, Northwest Arkansas has an all different system. The Mercy CEO has a different system. We have the Washington Regional, which is completely different. But when it comes to outskirts Arkansas, it ain't gonna happen. So there are gonna be a huge push towards changing how doctors get paid, how nurses get paid, how everything's get paid in the outer banks of Arkansas, which will directly affect Arkansas in general, but will directly affect Northwest Arkansas because it's going to bring more top talent to the area. So again, if you're looking to move here, Northwest Arkansas has a very good healthcare system. It definitely certainly is getting better and way better because of the specialized healthcare that has moved here. But we are on the brink of a huge change in healthcare in Northwest Arkansas, even though it's already good, but Arkansas in general. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you have not been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is, literally a starter pack full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. It comes with a 120-page guide of everything about Northwest Arkansas, like population, demographics, schools, education, all the projects, all the things happening in Northwest Arkansas, 120-page guide. It comes with my 3-day itineraries. It comes with this handy-dandy coloring book. Don't you want the coloring book? Everyone wants a coloring book. Yes, it is a custom coloring book. Walmart Museum, Crystal Bridges, the Ledger. What do we got in the front? What do we got in the front? What do we got in the front? Thorn Crown Chapel, University of Arkansas. Who doesn't want a coloring book? Everyone wants a coloring book. Anyways, it comes with a coloring book. It comes with all sorts of goodies that are part of Northwest Arkansas. Enter your name below, enter your address below, and that package will ship to you right away. Literally, package shipped right to your home. Right to your home. Enter your name and address below. Make sure you get that package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite photo F word. Free! So enter your information below. Make sure you get that package shipped to you right away. All right, guys, this is the next one.